Hi there. So I have a new story to share with you today. This one's called School Rules. It's by Robert Munch, and I thought it'd be a pretty good story to read given what we're going through with classes being canceled right now. This is published by Scholastic, and it's illustrated by Dave Raymond. So let's give it a go. School Rules. On Friday afternoon, when the bell rang and school was over, Cassandra hid underneath her desk, and she did not go home, even when all the other children got their clothes on and went home. She did not go home even when the teacher ran out to go to the bank before it closed. Cassandra stayed under her desk. Cassandra hid underneath her desk even when the janitor with the tattoos on his arms came in and mopped the floor. And Cassandra hid underneath her desk and did not go home even when the slightly scary principal turned off all the lights and locked the front door. Then Cassandra finally got out from underneath her desk. She turned on the lights and she pulled out all her favorite stuff, the books and the manipulatives and even the gerbil. And when it was time for dinner, Cassandra's father said to her mother, "Where's Cassandra?" "I don't know," said her mother. "I thought she was with you." So they ran around and they yelled and they hollered and they screamed and they called Cassandra's grandmother and all the neighbors, and then they called the police and the fire department and the hospital. Finally, Cassandra's father walked over to the school and he saw a light on in the window. He banged on the window until Cassandra opened it, and then he yelled and said, "We thought you were lost. We thought you were kidnapped. What are you doing staying here in school?" "Well, I like school," said Cassandra. "Well, I don't care if you like school," said her father. "You can't stay here. You have to come home sometime." "But I like school," said Cassandra. "Well, this is nuts," said Cassandra's father, and he crawled in through the window, and he picked up Cassandra, and he carried her home. The next day was a Saturday. Her father said, "You can't go to school," and her mother said, "You can't go to school." "But I like school," said Cassandra, and her mother and her father yelled and said, "You can't go to school. There is no school today." But Cassandra got on her bicycle, and she rode over to the school anyway. She banged on the front door, but nobody answered. And she knocked on the window, but nobody came. It was shut tight. So Cassandra got back on her bicycle, and she rode down the street until she came to the everything store. She walked inside, and she said, "I want to buy a school." "What sort of school?" said the lady behind the counter. "Well, I want a school with dirty red bricks and a slightly scary principal and a very nice teacher and a janitor with tattoos on his arm," said Cassandra. "Oh," said the lady, "we have lots of those. Where do you want it sent?" "Send it," said Cassandra, "to my backyard." So the next day was Sunday. Cassandra's mother and father got up and went downstairs. They looked out the window and they saw a school with dirty red bricks sitting in their backyard. There was a janitor out in the front cleaning the windows. Her father looked at her mother and her mother looked at her father, and together they yelled, "Cassandra!" Cassandra came running downstairs and she said, "My school! It came! This is wonderful!" And she ran out the back door. She said hi to the janitor. She got scolded by the principal for being late. And she went into the classroom with a very nice teacher. And at recess, she told all of her friends how to buy a school of their own. And there you go. A whole neighborhood full of schools. So I thought that was a pretty appropriate story to read when in the neighborhood of Tuscany right now we have lots of schools in your homes where you're all trying to be learners and do your very best until we get back to opening up Eric Harvie's school. So I hope you enjoyed the story, School Rules.